Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on Nick Talks Brazil. In this video, I will be discussing the very important document known as the CPF here in Brazil. Now, I also will be talking about why you need it here, how you can get it, how much it costs, what things does it help you with while here in Brazil. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give a like if you're liking this video, it really helps a lot. So the CPF is basically the Brazilian equivalent of a social security number, which would be in the United States, or what it's called in Canada, the social insurance number. The only difference is, even with this number here in Brazil, doesn't mean you can legally work in Brazil. So I just wanted to put that out there. Doesn't mean you can come here, get that card, and legally work in Brazil. This card generally is to do sort of like day-to-day things, such as open up a bank account, be able to rent an apartment. If you decide to live here in Brazil long-term, it'll also help you with documentation for permanent residency, which is what I'm doing. And it really does help you with a lot of other things as well, like certain purchases as well. They request you have this. It's essentially for tax purposes and things like that. It also helps with ID. So if you have like your passport along with this card, it really does help in certain locations as well. There are several places that you can go and fill out the form for this CPF. One place is the post office, the Correios, as they call it here in Brazil. You can go to one of the several banks that are here, or you could simply go to the Receita Federal, which is the equivalent IRS here in Brazil, or Revenue Canada. It's the equivalent of those places, and they'll do it for you. You just have to bring those two documents with you. As I said, passport, a bill from this person, whether it's a water bill or or electric bill, and if you can't get a bill, like I said, bring a declaration from the people that you're staying, the family or whomever you're staying with. And I will emphasize this again, it is tough to rent a place on your own here unless you have this card. So really there's no other way, as if you're a visitor, you have to be staying with somebody or make a friend with somebody. I don't know, because they don't really have to provide anything as well, right, of their information. So it's really not that difficult to apply for the document CPF here in Brazil, because you just have to have your passport. You bring in also whether it be a water bill or a hydro bill from the people that you're staying with. And if you can't get a bill from this person, you can do a declaration stating that you are in fact staying at a residence and not staying at a hotel, because if you're staying at a hotel or a hostel, it will not work. So simply just take these documents that you have. You can either go to the post office, like I said, go to one of the banks that are participating in it. I think it's the majority of the banks here in Brazil. You can go and apply for it. Or you can go to the Receita Federal, which is the IRS equivalent here in Brazil, or the Revenue Canada, or whichever one you want to call. So that's the equivalent of the tax. Yeah. Now the other thing I'm not sure of is whether this person has to come along with you. Now when I did mine here in Brazil, I went with my girlfriend, and she didn't have to show her CPF. She simply brought the bill along with us. I had to fill out the form, sign, whatever information with the passport. They do look at the passport at whichever location you decide to go to. And also, I've read on a site that some places in Brazil, like depending on the city or the state you're at, you can have this process done for free. You don't have to pay a cost. However, here in Rio, I did have to pay a cost. It was 7 reais, I believe it was, 7 or 10 reais. So it's a matter of a few dollars, a few Canadian dollars. It's very cheap to have done, and I think it's worth it. So once you've gone to the post office or whichever location you decide to go to, they will end up telling you that you have about 15 days to finalize the second part of the steps, as it's a two-step process for the CPF. First step is you go and open the process to get the number and the card using your passport and a bill, water bill, such. And then you have to, within 15 days, take the receipt that you got from whichever location that you opened the CPF, and you take this to the Receita Federal. I'm sure there's many locations in whichever city that you end up staying in Brazil. Here in Rio, I think they have quite a few. At least we're close to where I live. It's pretty close by. So you got to go within a week. I think it's 2 weeks, and then you have to fill out another form there. Don't forget to bring your passport. I don't think you need the water bill, as you've already used it to open the first process, but you have to bring your passport and basically fill out this form that they give to you. I think you have to put your date of birth and such, as well as one of the names of your parents' full name, and that's basically how it goes. The other reason why I decided to get this is because, obviously I'll be living here in Brazil, but I have started the process of residency, not citizenship, residency, like permanent residency. You do need this document for permanent residency if you're going to be applying. Even if you're going to be staying here multiple years and end up wanting to get citizenship, this card, this number, CPF number, is going to be needed no matter what. It's essential in staying here in Brazil. I think it's literally one of the first things you want to do if you're going to be staying here long term. Like if you arrive here, for example, and you're here now a month or so, and you haven't got this card, I think it's imperative that you get it done within the first month. I think it's very, very important. It's helped me with certain situations, with renting this apartment that I'm staying at. So it is very, very essential, very key that you get this. Now the other key thing that I discovered is they used to provide the card. Like if you did the document, they would send you a physical card in the mail, right? Like almost like it's kind of like a credit card. However, they don't do this anymore. So what I had to do was they sent. So basically, once you're approved or whatever it is, the process is complete. They'll send you an email confirming, and it took me, I would say, about a week and a half maximum before they sent me the email confirming that it's been done. So what they do is they don't send the card out anymore. I think they've done it to cut costs, I guess, I don't know. I had to print out the card, the paper because they send you like a digital card, and I printed this off, and I went to a copier place and a laminating place and had it literally laminated. So it does resemble a card now, as you can see. This is my CPF card. Can't see my number because that's something you don't want to be showing off to everybody on the internet. 100%. I can't emphasize that enough. Do not share this number with anybody when you're in Brazil, unless it's somebody you really, really trust, because fraud can easily be done here in Brazil. And if that happens, your CPF becomes what they say sujo, dirty, and you have to go and clear that up. I'm not sure the process on that yet, but just be very careful once you get this number. Do not share it with anybody unless it's like a safe place or a government agency or whatever. That's all I will say about that. It's very, very key you don't share this number. It's almost if you don't share a credit card number as well, right? You wouldn't do that. So there you have it, guys. The CPF process. One other thing, guys, before you go, if you found that you got value from my video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really, really helps me a lot. So there you have it, guys. Getting your CPF is pretty easy. Just follow those steps and you'll be just fine. They'll even help you when you go and fill out the form, so no need to worry about that. The cost is low. So I wish you all the best of luck in getting your CPF, and hope to see you here in Brazil, specifically Rio. Take care. See you in the next video. Ciao.